In just a single day, one wild boar family has the power to destroy an entire season's worth of hard work by American farmers. Fields of corn, soybeans, and wheat that take months of care can be ruined overnight, leaving farming families devastated. What makes this issue even more alarming is that it is not confined to the United States. From the fertile prairies of Canada to Argentina's expansive ranches, from the rugged outback of Australia to the traditional farmlands of Europe, nations across the globe are struggling with the same destructive invader. Wild boars have become a global menace, and their relentless spread is threatening both agriculture and ecosystems. In the United States alone, feral hogs are estimated at over 8.3 million, causing more than 2.5 billion in agricultural losses every year. Australia faces annual damages of 16 million, while European nations collectively lose more than 100 million. What's worse is their astonishing rate of population growth, expanding in some regions by as much as 86% annually. Farmers like Marcus Thompson, who manages more than 200 acres in East Texas, have watched helplessly as these highly intelligent animals destroyed nearly $30,000 worth of crops in one night. "We're not just fighting pigs," Marcus explains. "We're fighting for survival and for the future of our food supply." Australia tells a similar story. Sarah Mitchell, whose family has managed a 50,000-acre cattle station in Queensland for 4 generations, describes the impact as catastrophic. To many outsiders, wild pigs may seem like little more than a nuisance, but in reality, they can undo decades of soil conservation work in just a few weeks. Once the land is degraded, entire herds of livestock face shortages of feed, leaving farm families with devastating financial and ecological losses. Beyond the damage to land, wild pigs are also carriers of dangerous diseases. Experts warn that if foot and mouth disease were to spread through Australia's feral hog population, the country could face up to 50 billion in economic losses over 10 years. This makes disease prevention one of the most terrifying challenges for agricultural communities worldwide. The fight against wild hogs isn't only physical, it's also a numbers game. Researchers estimate that to simply keep populations stable, at least 70% of the entire wild boar population must be eliminated each year. This staggering figure reveals why governments and farmers invest so much in trapping, hunting, and advanced technology. Farmers spend countless hours setting baits with corn, molasses, or vegetable waste to lure the herds into specific areas. Once the pigs develop a routine of visiting large-scale traps, some holding up to 50 animals at a time, are triggered remotely using smartphone-controlled systems. These smart traps combine modern surveillance technology with traditional patience, giving farmers a chance to capture entire sounders rather than just a few individuals. For others, the solution lies in hunting. Yet hunting wild boars is no simple task. Despite their poor eyesight, wild pigs have extraordinary senses of smell and hearing, making them highly cautious. Hunters often work at night using night vision equipment, thermal scopes, and rifles capable of hitting targets from hundreds of yards away. Helicopter hunting has also become popular in states like Texas, allowing hunters to cover vast landscapes quickly, though at a high cost of nearly $4,000 per trip. Dogs are also used in some regions, trained to track, corner, and even hold wild pigs until hunters arrive. Whether on the ground or from the air, hunting is not just a sport. It is a critical form of population control. Europe presents a different but equally urgent challenge. Wild boars, once near extinction in some regions, have staged an explosive comeback. France alone has more than 1 million wild boars, causing more than $100 million in crop losses annually. In Italy, damages exceed $22 million a year. Perhaps most shocking is the growing number of urban encounters, with wild boars wandering into cities like Berlin, Madrid, and Warsaw. Sometimes causing traffic accidents, more than 30,000 annually across Europe. Factors such as milder winters, reduced predator populations like wolves, and vast monoculture fields have made conditions ideal for boar expansion. This global issue raises one of the most controversial debates in modern agriculture. Should governments pursue biological control methods? Some scientists advocate for contraceptive programs to reduce reproduction, while others suggest reintroducing natural predators such as wolves. Yet these proposals carry risks. Fertility control requires handling large numbers of animals, which is nearly impossible at scale. While predator reintroduction often brings conflict with livestock producers. Despite all the strategies, trapping, hunting, or technological innovation, the challenge remains. Wild boars reproduce faster than humans can control them. Their adaptability, destructive feeding habits, and disease risks make them one of the greatest threats to food security. Farmers like Marcus Thompson in Texas and Sarah Mitchell in Queensland are on the front lines, not only protecting their land but also safeguarding the global food supply. Their fight is more than just about saving crops. It is about protecting civilization's foundation. The lesson here goes beyond invasive animals. Today's farmers are not only food producers, they are scientists, strategists, environmental stewards, and defenders of ecosystems. Their work ensures that when we sit down to eat, our plates remain full. The global war against wild boars reminds us of the unseen battle fought daily to secure humanity's future.